Alright, in our previous video we have looked at how to print report cards in this program, assessment program, using roll numbers of each student. We also looked at the SIBs that are generated from the Temli assessment summary sheet. Now in this video we are going to look at how marks are calculated and are linked to the SIBs and the report cards that we have looked at in our previous video. Alright, so let's go back to the SIBs. Okay, let's go back to the SIBs and look at the marks here. Now, if you look at the marks here on the SIBs, Tamil Nadu as, let's firstly look at Tamil Nadu, use this as our example. We have 45, the next one is 90 and 60. Alright, so looking at these marks, if you go back to the Temli assessment sheet, you will realize that the marks, the total rows, the row scores here are not equal. They are, for Tamil Nadu is 9, and we have for John is 18 and 12 for Judith. Okay, so that is where most of us may be asking question, why do we have these marks on the SIBs different from what we have in the Temli assessment sheet? Okay, so I am going to clarify about how we got these marks on the SIBs as well as on the report cards. Okay, so this one is for Tamil Nadu, 45 here. On the student information booklet is also 45. Okay, so let's go back to the Temli assessment sheet. Okay, now as you enter the marks down, you will realize some things will be changing. Some data here, almost all the data will be changing. Okay, including this maximum, average, minimum, they will be changing. Okay, so our first set of scores is out of 20, and the total row score here is 20. Let's just have one more. Let's say assignment number 1. Assignment number 1 out of 25. Alright, out of 25, and this person scored, let's say he scored 13, and 13, this one scored 14, and the one below scored let's say 17. Okay, so these are their scores. Now the total row score, okay, the first column in this yellow section here is the total row score. At the top you have the total row score for the scores here, our marks here, total marks, that is 45. 25 plus 20 gives us 45, and these ones are for, this is the maximum out of this scores here. The maximum is 32, and the average is 28, and the minimum is 22 again. Okay, so those are the marks, total row scores for these sets of row scores. So the total is given here. Now these total row scores have been rescaled. Alright, this 45 have been scaled up to 100. Alright, and this 22 has been rescaled up to 49. Actually, this 22 out of 45 is just equivalent to 49 out of 100. Alright, it is the ratio is just the same. Okay, now what we have on the sheet here on this student information booklet is coming from the rescaled score. Okay, so let's look at the first student here as 49. The rescaled score is 49, and again if you go back to the information booklet, you will see 49 here. Okay, that same 49 is also presented on the report card. Alright, the report card is also 49. Okay, actually the report card that we have is the total score that is coming from terms 1 and 2, but because in our data here we only have for term 1. Alright, the sets of marks for term 1. If we have another set of marks in term 2, for term 2, let's say test number 1 for term 2, out of, let's say 20 again, and then we have this person scored 10, the next one scored okay, 13, and the next one scored 9. Alright, so we have this marks here. Now looking at the first student again, we are still using the first student as our example. Looking at the first student, our total scale score will be 9, 13 and 10. That is a total of 20, 32. Alright, so 32. Okay, and in here we have 10. Okay, this is the total score of term 2, total row score for term 2 and the scale score for term 2. It is not the total of all the marks. Okay, we are going to get these totals. Alright, okay, totals, and then we are going to add it in the cumulative sheet. Alright, this is where we are going to get them, and then we add them together. It gives us our total. Alright, but what we have is for AP1 only. AP1, this 98.9 is coming from the rescale score, the total of the rescale score that we have looked at in the previous sheet here. Okay, so we have the rescale score for term 1 is 49, and for term 2 is 50. Alright, now because it is been rescaled, it may have decimal numbers. Alright, it may have decimal numbers because it is been rescaled up. So we expect 49 plus 50 is 80, 89 or so, 99 or something close to that. Okay, so let's go back to the report card. Alright, let's go back to the report card and see if we have 99. Alright, so we have 99 here. Okay, again, if we go back to the SIBS, alright, if we go back to the SIBS, we have 99 as well. Okay, so the total that you see is coming from the rescaled score, total of the rescaled score, and the grade is also coming, the grading is taken from this row score. The percentage is also taken from this rescaled score. Okay, so that's basically about the calculations of the marks and how we get those marks on the report card and on the SIBS. You may have come across the data and don't agree that how can we have the different number on the sheet, especially student information booklet, the sheet here, and on the termly assessment sheet we have different row scores here. So I'm just clarifying how this row scores has been calculated, rescaled up to 100 and calculated and given the total on the report sheet and as well as on the SIBS. In our next video I am going to show you the cutoff percentage for each of the grades A, B, C and D awarded on the report sheets. Alright, so keep following my video feel free to make comments in the comment section so that I can improve on